The Galactic Empire had charted over 12 million star systems, subjugated 10,000 sentient species, and extinguished entire civilizations that resisted. They had ruled uncontested for 70 millennia. Then they found Earth to the empires. Grand Strategos, it was a backwater planet with no strategic significance. A Class G star system, inhabited by a bipedal mammalian species barely crawling out of their solar cradle. Primitive, disorganized, emotionally erratic. Terrans, scoffed High Lord Vexar of the Second Expansion Fleet, will kneel or burn. The first mistake the Empire made was assuming humanity would kneel. The second was underestimating the scale of humanity's wrath. When the Empire's first wave arrived in Sol, they expected token resistance. Instead, they were met with orbital defense rings that turned Empire cruisers into flaming debris within minutes. Still, the Empire pressed on Earth was glassed. Billions perish. But humanity did not die. They evolved. Captain Layla Serrano stood aboard the bridge of the TNS Wrath of Mars, watching the star map flicker with red and blue dots. Her fingers hovered over the armrest console, though she had already given her order. "Engage fleet-wide fold," she said, voice cold and calm. From Neptune's orbit to Proxima Centauri, 600,000 Terran warships initiated simultaneous quantum folds. Engines screamed into space-time. Subspace tore open like paper. The Terran Navy disappeared in a blink and reappeared above the Imperial capital. The Empire had not expected an attack. Certainly not one of this scale. The largest fleet they had ever fielded in history numbered 80,000 vessels. And even that had taken decades of conscription, engineering, and planetary taxes. Now, staring down 600,000 black hole warships, bristling with railguns, graviton lances, and AI-optimized weaponry, the Empire understood fear. Terran warships didn't shimmer with elegance. They were jagged, brutalist, and designed by species that had known extinction. By those who had pulled themselves from the ashes of 2 world wars, who had looked into the void of genocide and chosen never again. By the stars, whispered Strategos Veflin aboard the Imperial Spire. They've come, not to negotiate, but to avenge. On the Wrath of Mars, Captain Serrano gave a nod, broadcast a message. Across the system, 600,000 ships played the same signal. A human voice, male, calm, auto-dubbed into thousands of dialects. To the so-called rulers of the Galactic Empire, you killed our people. You bombed our homes. You sought to erase our existence. You failed. We are the children of Earth, and we have brought the fire of 1,000 suns. Then the comms cut, and the bombardment began. Terran strategy was precise. Civilian zones were spared. Military complexes, orbital yards, command structures vaporized within seconds. Humanity didn't need to win the war. They came to end it. The Empire's vaunted dreadnoughts were no match for Terran swarm. Drones, which moved in patterns Imperial sensors couldn't even comprehend. Thousands of AI-controlled fighters weaved through energy shields, detonating in coordinated kinetic strikes. On the ground, Terran drop troops landed with exosuits powered by anti-grav packs and fusion cores. The Empire's infantry, bred in controlled environments for obedience, not adaptability, were crushed under the boots of soldiers who had grown up in chaos, trained in zero-G, and studied warfare through simulations modeled after their own. Apocalyptic history. Humanity had studied every war ever fought, including the ones they lost, and they had learned 2 days. That's how long the Empire lasted. Not because they were weak, but because humans were desperate, united, and absolutely ruthless when provoked. At the heart of the capital, Captain Serrano and her strike team stood atop the Imperial Senate Dome. She watched as the once glittering skyline now smoked under the Terran flag. Her lieutenant approached, helmet tucked under one arm. "Orders, ma'am?" She didn't speak for a moment, just stared at the twin suns setting behind the ruined palace. "Transmit this across the galaxy," she said. "This is not a conquest. We do not want your planets, your slaves, or your empires. But let it be known, humanity is not prey. We are not primitive. We are not broken. We are the storm you never saw coming. We are vengeance given form. Years later, historians across the stars would debate what shocked the galaxy more, the Empire's fall, or the fact that humanity simply left after dismantling the Empire's war machine. Humans withdrew the Soul and its protectorate systems. They offered aid to species the Empire had enslaved. They asked for no tribute, no loyalty, no worship, without only one thing: never forget what we are capable of. And none ever did, because from that day on, in every council, every negotiation, every battlefield, whenever Terrans walked into the room, the galaxy went silent, not out of fear, but out of respect.